Tonight we report on two armed men robbing a Schwana gas station and the reaction of sports organizations on the closing of the Moses Lake ice rink. What's happening in sports, Bob?
The Big Nine girls soccer title is on the line tonight for Moses Lake, and Big Ben drops a home volleyball match to Walla Walla. Let's take a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
And the weather outlook is looking very changeable. In fact, maybe a brief warm-up on Saturday, but the shower threat off and on through the weekend. Details coming on up shortly.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office is looking for help to identify two armed men who robbed the Outpost Grocery gas station in Schwana Tuesday night at about 7 p.m. Two Hispanic men wearing masks entered the store on B Street Southwest carrying guns and demanded money from the store clerk while speaking Spanish. According to the Sheriff's Office, one suspect was carrying a pistol and jumped to the counter to reach the register. The second suspect stood near the door, armed with what appeared to be an AK-47 military-style rifle. No one was injured during the robbery. The two men fled in a dark-colored passenger car northbound on State Route 243. The Sheriff's Office released two surveillance video photos and a description of the suspects in hope that the public can help identify them. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 509-762-1160 or email crimetips@grantcountywa.gov. The Port of Moses Lake and local emergency services conducted a simulated plane crash Thursday morning at the Grant County International Airport. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
It wasn't a typical day at the Grant County International Airport, where the Port of Moses Lake and local emergency services staging a simulated plane crash this morning. The event tested their ability to deal with a scenario of a vehicle fire, injuries to the pilot and passenger, and a fugitive apprehension due to the presence of narcotics. Port of Moses Lake Facilities and Operations Director Rich Mueller said these simulations are a necessary part of the port's functions.
The airport's certified by the FAA, and part of that is that every 3 years we must have a full-scale exercise where we actually have the accident, and this is our year, so you can see what's going on behind me. It's a very busy scene today.
Student volunteers from Big Ben College played the roles of the injured passengers. Grant County Fire District 5 donated their test van, and Amerigas donated the fuel for the exercise. Mueller said it was a successful event.
Everybody's been cooperating really well. This is my first exercise. I've learned a bunch, and it's great how the community is really, the emergency community is really coming together on this project. So.
In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Quincy taxpayers will pay roughly $215,000 more for a fire truck because the city didn't want the Grant County Fire District 3's help. The majority of the city council turned down an offer from Fire District 3 to help pay for half of a new pumper truck. Instead, council members Paul Worley, Manuel Guerrero, and David Day decided to spend $437,000 to buy the new pumper truck the fire district can use. The new truck replaces a 1969 vehicle, which is barely passing its tests. The district provided specifications for a replacement truck about 3 months ago. The fire district offered to pay for half of the purchase of a fire truck. Councilmember Scott Libbert said he was concerned with the purchase. Councilmember Dustin Peterson agreed, saying it wouldn't hurt to wait and discuss the proposal with the district. Grant County residents have an opportunity to get rid of their hazardous waste for free this Saturday at McCosh Park in Moses Lake. The event is sponsored by Grant County Solid Waste and the State Department of Ecology. It runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Some of the hazardous items accepted are antifreeze, corrosives, fluorescent bulbs and tubes, herbicides, and household cleaners. Some of the items not accepted include agricultural waste, ammunition, car batteries, propane tanks, or used oil. For a complete list, visit us online at iFiber1.com/news. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.